Hi, guys. Welcome to Life Expressions. I'm your host, Chari Hinete Elon. Here we try to craft every episode to inspire you and to enrich your lives. So, thank you so much for listening and tuning in to Life Expressions. Today, I'm very much pleased to have with me as guest the Coach of the Year of British Columbia. And he was also named as the best coach in the NBTC, or that's called the National Basketball Tournament in the Philippines. And he actually was also named the Coach of the Year in the Lower Mainland in 2015. It has been a very rewarding journey for him as coach. He has mentored a lot of great basketball players and aspiring great basketball players. Please welcome to Life Expressions, Nap Santos. Welcome to Life Expressions, Coach Nap.
Thank you, Chari, and thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. It's been a long time coming, so I'm excited to do this with you.
Yes, finally you found the time. Thank you so much. Being the coach of St. Patrick's Celtics for 24 years, tell me
Yeah.
about your basketball journey.
Well, it started when I was, in high school, and or not even before high school. My dad really influenced basketball as something that he loved to play recreationally. So we'd also, as a kid, we would go to his, every Sunday night or Sundays we would go to his basketball games and watch him play, cheer for his teams, and then that grew to me wanting to play. So we would be in the driveway at home, shooting hoops, doing those kind of things. Him teaching me how to shoot, just those little things, and then it just grew to bigger and better things as I grew older and wanting to put more emphasis on getting better all the time. So that's how it started, and then playing for playing in high school and trying to get better. I wasn't a very good high school basketball player. I was decent, but I was playing for my high school team at St. Pat's. um, I was good, but I was okay. I was a little bit overweight and didn't really want to work on I worked on my game, but I know, like, I didn't bring it to the level where I should have. I'm kind of a late bloomer. After high school, that's when I um, dedicated my life to becoming a better basketball player. Um, Lost a lot of weight in a short period of time, so then I can compete with the better players and stuff. So when I did that, things totally changed in my life in terms of, you know, basketball and taking it really seriously. And once that happened, I had the opportunity to move to try my luck in the Philippines because I saw a lot of VHS videos of basketball in the Philippines, the PBA and stuff. So that was my inspiration, is to maybe one day play pro. Um,
Mhm.
and so I moved to the Philippines in 1992, tried out for teams, um, and worked really hard. I was at Ateneo, trying out at Ateneo for a couple of weeks. The coach there at the time was Coach Baby Delupan, and he was at that time the most winningest coach in the PBA, and he really wanted me. But and I heard you always hear about Ateneo and LaSalle
Yeah.
here in Vancouver. Those are the top schools or the biggest schools in the Philippines. Um, I I wanted to go to Ateneo because I had some friends that from Vancouver that went there, so they're always talking about Ateneo. So that was my first tryout. Really liked it, but there was a 1 year residency um, rule. If you weren't a newly graduate out of high school, and I wasn't at that time, then I have to sit out a year. Didn't really want to sit out the year, but not knowing what that you could still play other tournaments, you just couldn't play in the UAAP, um, the University Athletic Association of the Philippines.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to sit out. So they told me to try out at other schools in the NCAA, and so that's what I did. Is I tried out at Latran, um, and other places, but Latran really made me feel welcome. They welcomed me with open arms, and um, And once I felt that that support from them, then I decided I'll commit to them,
Yeah. And
and that
then
was in '92.
yes.
And then I played for them, and I loved it there. It was such an amazing experience. Taught me how to speak Tagalog there, and because I mean they did speak English, but their first language, like the first thing that that's gonna come out of their mouth is Tagalog. So it helped me in working on trying to speak it. So I played there for from '93 to '96 and enjoyed it so much. And I have friends to this day. I still keep in touch with a lot of my teammates, and I would never like do any. If there was anything I would do, I would do. I would never choose anything else. I would want to go back and do the same thing and stay at that school, and because I love that school so much, because they treated me, and it made me be. It helped me grow up.
What
Living.
position did you play?
I was a shooting guard primarily and also a point guard. So um, I was, I thought I was tall, but when I went there, no, I'm not that tall. There's a lot of tall Filipinos in the Philippines playing basketball. Um, so it was good. It was a great experience.
Yeah. What led you to coaching?
Um, Prior to moving to the Philippines, I did coach after I graduated high school. I coached. I was the assistant coach at St. Pat's, just helping out kids and trying to give back from what I knew. Because my high school coach he was such a good he's such a good person. He helped me form into the person I am today, and I wanted to like give back and help him out. So then I coached before I left for the Philippines. I helped coach
Yeah.
the senior team, and then when I came back, coming back to Vancouver after my stint at the Philippines, I wanted to give back as again to my community, and I just said, okay, I'll help out. It was a different coach, but I still wanted to give back to St. Pat's
Yeah.
because I really enjoyed that school as well. So um, I was started as an assistant coach my first year, and then when that coach, he was also a teacher. When he left and he went on to move to Victoria, they asked me if I wanted to coach.
Mm.
Not knowing that I was gonna do it for this long, I thought it'd be like 3 or 5 years, okay, have fun and, but, 20 years later, 20
20
some,
years later, you're still
I'm
doing
still
it.
doing it. It's
What
but
made
it's
you stay?
the kids, and the support from the school. There's so much support at the school, the community. The kids are they really want to work hard. And when there's kids that just want to work hard for you and, and be better for themselves, it's rewarding.
Yeah.
Um, I love the fact that basketball is like a tool for me to teach them how to be not just good basketball players, but good people in life.
Yes.
It's a good tool to teach them accountability, responsibility. There's consequences when you don't do things that you're supposed to do as a basketball player, and then same thing in life. When you don't do the things that you're supposed to do in life, then there's consequences, and it just helps you teach them those
Yeah.
life lessons.
In the 24 years that you have coached young kids become better basketball players, what are the major challenges that you have faced?
Well, as a when you're coaching um, high school kids, 15, 16, 17-year olds,
Yeah.
they think they know everything. I was like that. I thought I knew everything, but they don't. You don't know everything, and it's just teaching them, you know, um, uh, respect, how to respect, you know, authority,
Yeah.
and work really hard in whatever you do. It's the challenge is, well, for our school, we're 75 80% Filipino, so height isn't a thing that we really have.
Yeah.
Um, so the challenge is how do you compete with teams that are tall when we're not? So that's a challenge, and what plays should we run? What kind of defenses should we play based on our strengths, not on our weaknesses, and because we're not very tall, so um, how do we do that? And it's a challenge where it's a good challenge because I try to teach them basketball IQ and trying to be smarter with how they play and implementing that into practice, and so that in game it's easy.
Yeah.
So I mean, anything in life is a challenge, so I take it full on and um, make sure we can execute as well as we can. I mean, it's always going to be a challenge regardless of what school I'm at. So.
Yeah. But apparently your coaching philosophy has really worked and has made its magic because you not just you have been named as the coach of the year in BC. That's a huge thing considering
Mhm.
the number of coaches that we have in the province of British Columbia. And your team has won a lot of awards. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so I've when I started coaching my first year, we won the BC Catholic championships. So all the Catholic schools play what's called the BC Catholic tournament. My first year, we won it, and it's this our school's never won that tournament. So for like 18 years it's been running, and my first year we win it, so that was a big accomplishment for our school to win that. And then the year after uh, we got into the provincial tournament. We lost in the finals, and I didn't have anyone taller than 6 feet tall, and we were playing against kids that are 6'6", 6'7" easily. So for us to not have anyone at 6 feet, it was kind of it was just we're just small kids just running around, and then eventually working our way up. In 2010, I won my first provincial title. Um, and that was a good group of kids, and they worked really hard. And then but it's really hard to win. It's really hard to win. We're a very small school. The boys that I choose, there's not very many to choose from, unlike other schools that have a lot of kids. They've got a over some are over 600 kids that they can 600 boys that they can choose from. I have less than back then. It was less than 60 boys to choose from, but not all of them played basketball. They have other interests, and that's fine. Some just played soccer, some was in the choir, some didn't want to play sports. So there's a small percentage that are just, oh, I'd like to play basketball and try it. So okay, if you want to play, then I'll help you become the best you can be. And then over the years, we've been in the finals of provincial tournaments, and I've lost um, a few, four to be exact, which is really sad because they've lost in the finals. You want to win those things, and and be recognized as provincial champions. But I've lost some. I've taken my lumps. Um, but recently, because the kids have been even more focused on getting better, um, we've won and been in the top. We've won the top, I guess you call it top tier of winning provincial championships and stuff. So that's, it's a good feeling. It's a really good feeling. I get that recognition. The kids do as well, and it's good for the community also.
Yes. So how do you inspire these basketball players? How do you inspire these high school kids?
Just being in the gym, that's what they want to do.
Mhm.
Um, there's a lot of kids that ask, "Oh, can I?" They'll text me or they'll call. It's like, "Can you open the gym?" It's really hard to say no, because if a kid wants to get better, how can
Yeah,
you say no to that?
yeah,
Um, so if they push me, then I'm in. I'm all in with them. It's different when I have to push them because I'll be in the gym.
yeah,
But if they push me and I'm at home doing nothing, and they're like, "Oh, can you open the gym up early so then I can shoot around?" 100%. There's no hesitation.
yeah,
Um, it's so the inspiration comes from them really. It's what's here in their heart. If they want to do this, then 100%. Then it's already in my heart. So If I know it's in their heart by them asking me, can I open the gym? If I can open the gym early so then they can put up extra shots, then I'll never say no. I
Yeah.
have to say yes.
It's heart and hustle. But is there a way where you can see this player is gonna be great or this player is like so so? Can you say as a coach?
hmm I can only I doesn't take very long for me to recognize greatness
Mhm.
in these kids. Um, right now I've have a kid that he's in grade 10 and he's probably the one of the best players in BC. Well, he is in the one that he is the best player in BC for his age group.
Yeah.
But we've had him since grade 1. He in grade 1 he was playing like he was in grade 6. Really, really good with the way it was just natural for him. And now that he's in grade 10, it's amazing how good he is. So
Mhm.
and even previous kids, they just you can see because when they're that good, you know that they're putting in work not just in the gym but at home. Um, Parents are helping, parents are supporting and getting them extra excuse me, extra shots,
Mhm.
making sure that they do their parts because parents it plays a big role what the parents do as well.
Yeah.
So it's when you see a kid that's really good, it's not just from because he comes to the gym 2 or 3 times a week. It's because he goes to a community center and he
Mhm.
goes puts up he does extra work at a community center, or he goes out for a 5 mile run and he does extra that way. So you
Wow.
know that those kind of kids is like special because they're inspiring themselves without someone telling them, or it's actually the parent that's helping and like pushing the kid to let's go for or go for a run. You need to do this, or else you're gonna fall behind, or you're just gonna be like everyone else. And if you don't want to be like everyone else, you got to put in extra.
Yeah, so it's really the extra that they put in that makes them great.
Absolutely. So everything like this is what told kids, and this is what I've heard from. I think it was Kenny Smith. He's a Hall of Fame basketball player. He talked about doing ordinary things, like putting up extra shots or getting the ball and dribbling the ball. That's ordinary things that you have to do anyway um, to be a basketball player. Put up extra shots so that you can make shots in a game. Dribbling the ball with your non-dominant hands so that you can learn how to dribble with both hands. Those are extra. Those are things that you just have to do ordinary to be an ordinary player. But if you do the extra stuff where you're gonna you're not you're instead of just doing the extra shots, now
Yeah,
you're making 500 shots a day. That's extra, more than what you're supposed to do. Some people do 600, 700 makes a day. I remember back in the day, I was doing 500 shots a day.
yeah,
Um, you're lifting weights at the age of probably around 16. You're starting to lift weights
yeah.
so you can get bigger, so you can play against those bigger kids.
Mhm.
You're just doing extra, and if you do those ordinary things, but you're doing extra of those ordinary things, you become extraordinary.
Yes, that's great.
So that's what I try to tell people. You can be ordinary, but you can become extraordinary when you do extra of the ordinary things.
Yes. A little bit of extra each day makes
Yeah,
you really extraordinary, right? Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
And St. Patrick's Celtics has become a champion in 2024, right? Provincial champion.
2022 and 2023.
Well, 2022 and 2023. And so how does your cultural background play into the picture and give that little bit of extra into your team and when you play against the other teams here in BC?
My cultural background,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a
Being a
Filipino.
Filipino, yeah.
Well, as we all know, Filipinos are crazy about basketball.
Yeah.
Um, 75, 80% of the school population is Filipino. Um, I would say 80% of my players were Filipino. Um, the support that we have with the parent support and the support of the faculty, just everyone's support, the Filipino community, not just at St. Pat's. They all come out to watch us play because of the fact that we have so many Filipinos on the team. So that uplifts us as well. Um, so all our cultural background of basketball, um, they're crazy about it. So
Yes.
it doesn't necessarily mean that we're always going to win. You want to win, of course. Everyone wants to win, but the cultural background, parents, admin, faculty, the community, they're all in when they come to watch us play.
Yes.
It's a beautiful thing. I love it. I love seeing it. I love seeing um, when we were playing in the finals of both of those years, the arena was packed,
Yeah.
and there was probably there were so many Filipinos in that arena that came to watch us play, which was really really cool. I thought
Yeah.
it was really cool.
Filipino pride in Canada.
Yeah. So because we're not very tall,
Yeah.
our motto at St. Pat's is heart over height.
Heart over height.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
because our heart is, and you know, like in the Philippines, our the Filipino national team, they call it puso. That's
Yes.
what they always call it, puso. So,
Yes.
um, so yeah, so our heart over height is our motto at St. Pat's because we don't have very many tall kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
And most of the time it works.
Lately, yes. Prior to that, no. I mean, I've again, like I said, I took my lumps. There's a
Yeah.
lot of there's a lot of learning from all that. Like you win some, and I don't say you lose some. It's you win some, you learn some.
Mhm.
So you keep on learning, try to get better, because I want to be the best.
Yeah.
And being the best meaning you win means you win. But you're always also going to learn some when you don't win.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Speaking of being the best, you are the best coach in NBTC Philippines.
yeah.
Tell me about that journey. Why did you bring all those kids from Vancouver to the Philippines to join that international tournament?
It started 2015. I always thought it would be cool if because I did it, I moved to the Philippines to play. And I thought it'd be cool if maybe one day maybe more kids from Vancouver would go to the Philippines and try their luck.
Yeah.
It's hard though. It's really, really hard in terms of you're leaving Vancouver, you're leaving a place that you know as home and going to another country where it's so different.
Yeah.
It's not everything in the Philippines is so much different. Even though like there's places in Philippines that's beautiful that looks even better than some places in Vancouver. Um, um, there's also places that aren't, and the culture is different. So you get the culture shock, and you get um, just the way things are done over there is a lot different than the North American style, and
Yeah.
that's fine, and that's just the way it is over at that country. But it'd be cool for them to a kid to go to the Philippines and experience what I experienced because I loved it. So it started in 2015. Every summer, I would take one or two teams to go to the Philippines. The players that I used to play against or with are now coaching either elementary school or high school or pros or college or pro. So I got in contact with them and try to get games and just we go there for 2 weeks, try to get at least 10 games for the kids so they can have a great experience and the parents get to see they get to see their kids play basketball where they grew up. Like, that'd be the coolest thing. So we started back then, and then I saw, in regards to the NBTC, um, I saw an ad about it, and I wanted to get in contact with the commissioner that ran that tournament. So in 2018, I got in contact with them and I said, I really would love to be in your tournament. I've been doing it already, but I never in a tournament, never in a tournament atmosphere. So then he said, well, since you've already been doing it, why don't you join? And he allowed me to join the tournament. And so then we got into, we joined it in 2019. So I brought a bunch of kids to play in it. Um, Excuse me. And
Okay.
it was good. It was a great experience. Fast forward, with COVID and stuff, um, I have 2 kids that are playing I had 2 kids that are playing, one is playing pro
Mhm.
that went to the 2000 that was on the 2019, team, and then multiple others on that team, not just played in the Philippines, but also played locally here, or in Canada, I should say. One is actually just got drafted to the CEBL, the Vancouver Bandits pro team in Vancouver.
Yeah.
So he was on that team as well. Another team played for St. Mary's in Calgary. So, and now there's more kids now that are playing in the Philippines because of that experience.
Yeah.
Um, I have 7 kids this year, seven kids that are now playing in one school in the Philippines, Manila Central University,
Yeah.
and they'll be playing this upcoming season. Um, and then I have another kid who is now playing. I went to Latran. He actually played for CEU last year in the Philippines, and now he committed to Latran University and my alma mater, which is really cool. Um, and what's to add to that, he got a shoe deal
Mhm.
with Xtep. It's in Asia, so it's Jeremy Lin. He's a former NBA player.
Yes.
He has his own shoe line, and Daniel signed a shoe deal with Xtep.
Yeah.
So those are the opportunities that he gets endorsements, and all because of what we have here in Vancouver. He went over there. Now these kids are going over there, and my son's involved in that seven with those 7 kids. He's playing over there now, so it's just a great thing that they can they can pursue their dream.
Yeah.
That's
And
what it's
you've
all.
and you've mentioned your son. Yes, Peja is following his dream as well. He's playing in the
Yeah.
Philippines.
Yeah, so he's with those 7 kids playing at Manila Central University. So it's really cool that a lot of those kids grew up in East Vancouver. So 6 of those kids grew up in East Vancouver. So
Yes.
it's really cool that they all get to play on the same team. They get to they played in the same team here in Vancouver. Uh,
Yes.
so it's kind of cool that now they moved to another country and they're on the same team. So I think it's awesome.
What's next for Coach Nap?
Oh, I'm gonna keep on doing my thing. I'm not stopping with what I'm doing. I'd love to inspire more kids um, to play post-secondary. It doesn't matter if it's local or abroad. Um, just being the best they can be, and I wanna guide them to doing that in any way. Um, and if it's not basketball, I want to make this clear that it's not all about basketball.
Yeah.
It never was. We're just blessed enough to have kids that are putting extra work and becoming extraordinary to become post-secondary players.
Yeah.
But when I started this, it was never about that. It was always about um, learning from mistakes, learning from everything that you do, and working hard for everything that you do um, to become a good a good a good son to your parents, a good brother to your brothers or sisters, to become a good sibling. If you're going to be a good student, you got to work hard to do it. To become a really good wherever if you're going to work, do the best you can be in becoming good at your work, at your job, at your craft. If you want to become, if you're going to become a father, if you're going to, once you become a husband, be the best. And so it was never about basketball when I started this. It was always about what you're going to do after high school, and it's not necessarily basketball. It's whatever you become, just be the best that you can be.
Oh, that's wonderful. And being the coach is giving you the opportunity to help these kids find themselves to be the best version of themselves.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's
That's
right.
that's whole that was my whole thing, and now it's just that now we're getting more kids that get to play post-secondary and pursue their basketball dreams, and that's all great, but it's also there's not all of them are gonna get there.
Yes,
But all of them are gonna become a student or a worker somewhere, a father, they're all sons, they all have mom and dads or, they're all that.
true.
So always don't forget that you have to be the best in whatever you become.
Yeah. Let's talk about you. What about your personal aspirations as a coach and as a person?
Um, I love what I do. Um, I run a league for kids for the youth. I love doing that. I don't wanna stop doing that. Um I coach at St. Pat's. I love doing that because everyone's so supportive. I love winning. It's addictive. So I want to keep on winning. So I'm not going to stop. I help run a basketball club as well here in Vancouver. So I love doing that. Um, I do the top flight thing where we go to the Philippines. I enjoy doing that, and I still wanna keep on doing that, so, I mean, everyone talks about a five-year plan and stuff, I know there's bigger and better things out there, or I don't know if it's better, but there's big things out there like, coaching a university or going coaching pro. There has been some offers out there, right now it's just timing,
Yeah.
um everything happens for a reason. So I'm fully happy with what I'm doing right now. Um, uh, Basketball is my life, um, and so coaching where I'm coaching right now, I have no issues. It's all love for the kids and for the game that I love so much. So my future is right now is just being and keep on doing what I'm doing because everything has been um, it's been so much fun. I get to travel a little bit, which is also fun. I'm not a big traveler, but I guess I have to do it going to these going across the world and stuff. Uh, but my future is really just keep on doing what I'm doing and hopefully who knows where it can go.
Yeah.
And I'll just wait for the time. If it's the right time, then I'll know. But
Yeah.
right now, I know it's staying here and doing what I do, what I love.
Yeah. And you doing what you love inspire a lot of people, help a lot of people, a lot of kids and even families, and
Yeah.
enrich their lives too. So keep on doing what you're doing, Coach Knapp, and we thank
Yes.
you for doing it.
Thank you so much. So much fun having to do this. This is
And
great.
thank you so much as well for being here. And I look forward to seeing you win more games and continue to become Coach of the year after year.
Thank you so much, Jerry.
Thank
All right.
you. If you like this episode, please don't hesitate to share this episode. You can subscribe to Life Expressions. We are streaming on Apple Podcast and Spotify, and of course on YouTube. Once again, thank you so much, Coach Nap Santos. If you have any comments, feel free to comment below on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or even YouTube. I'm your host, Chari Hinete Elon. Allow me to leave you with this quote from T.S. Eliot. Only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go. I'm your host, Shari Hinete Elon, and this is Life Expressions.